Okay, so let's be real. AI is the biggest story on the planet right now. It feels like every single conversation is about the next big language model. But today, we're going to pull back the curtain on a different kind of AI revolution, one that's quietly transforming the very backbone of our economy, way outside of the spotlight. So let's get into it. You all know this story, right? It's everywhere you look. The idea that we're on this straight, predictable line. GPT-4 becomes GPT-5, and they just keep getting smarter and smarter until, boom, we hit artificial general intelligence, AGI, and the world is never the same. It's a really simple and honestly a very compelling story. But what if that straight line we're all watching is actually a detour? What if the AI that really changes things isn't the one that can write a perfect poem, but the one that can perfectly schedule a fleet of 1,000 delivery trucks? That's the big question we're going to dig into today. To really get a handle on this hidden revolution, we first have to talk about the AI we all know and love, the large language model, or LLM. And more importantly, we need to look at 3 critical blind spots that our obsession with them has created.
So right away, we hit this huge disconnect. We tend to think that businesses run on communication, emails, reports, marketing stuff. And yeah, LLMs are amazing at that. But the truth is, the real engine of a company isn't content, it's a constant, never-ending stream of operational decisions, millions of them, every single day.
And look, we are not talking about small stuff here. We're talking about the massive, multi-million-dollar decisions that literally make or break a company. What do we make? Where do we send it? How much do we charge? These aren't language problems. They are super complex optimization problems with real, hard constraints.
And that leads us straight to blind spot number 2. Because we're so hyper-focused on language, we start to think most business problems are content problems. But ask any COO what keeps them up at night. It's not writing a better memo. It's untangling a global supply chain or optimizing a factory schedule. An LLM can describe these problems beautifully, but it can't actually solve them.
Which brings us to maybe the most important blind spot of all, because this one affects everybody. At the end of the day, people don't really want an explanation. They want a solution. They don't want a 10-page report on market analysis. They want to know the right answer for their specific problem.
This quote just nails it, doesn't it? The baker isn't asking for an essay on the economics of sourdough. She's asking for an optimal decision, a perfect number that balances her costs, potential sales, and profit. That is a completely different kind of question than just generating text.
So if LLMs have these pretty significant blind spots, what's filling in the gaps? Well, it's time to meet the other side of the AI coin, the AI that actually decides. Let's talk about autonomous optimization models.
So what in the world is an AOM? Well, to put it simply, it's a type of AI built from the ground up to make the best possible decisions. It gets things that LLMs just don't, like factory capacity, shipping times, inventory levels, budget limits, and its entire reason for existing is to find the single best plan that respects all those messy, real-world constraints. This table here just lays out the difference perfectly. An LLM's whole job is to predict the next word in a sentence. An AOM's job is to maximize your profit. An LLM understands grammar. An AOM understands warehouse capacity and shipping costs. So at the end of the day, an LLM gives you a nicely written draft. An AOM gives you a concrete executable plan. It's explanation versus execution.
And right here, this is the slide that matters to any organization, the return on investment. The value you get from an LLM is often soft. It saves people time. It makes things more efficient, and that's great. But the value from an AOM is hard. It directly unlocks millions of dollars in value by slashing waste, perfecting prices, or lowering how much cash you have tied up in inventory.
Okay, so all of this sounds really powerful in theory, but is it actually, happening? The answer is absolutely. Let's look at some real numbers that show how AOMs are already making a huge impact right now. I mean, just look at this number, a 76% increase in replenishment efficiency. That means getting the right products on the right shelves at exactly the right time, with way less guesswork and human error. That's a direct hit to the bottom line, boosting sales and cutting waste. And it isn't just about moving boxes around. What about trying to predict the future? This chart shows an AOM-powered forecaster boosting demand accuracy by 15 to 25%. Can you imagine what that does for a business? Less stuff sitting on shelves, fewer out-of-stock signs, and way happier customers. It's a game changer. And hey, one more for good measure, a 25% improvement in lead time accuracy. In the crazy, complex world of global supply chains, knowing exactly when something is going to show up is the difference between a smooth, calm operation and, well, total chaos.
So the big takeaway here is that this isn't some niche tech for one or two little industries. AOMs are already the invisible engines humming away in the background, making the plans and setting the prices that power the absolute core of our global economy. They are quite literally making the world go round.
So, after hearing all that, you might be thinking, okay, so forget LLMs, AOMs are the only thing that matters. But no, not at all. The true future of AI, the most powerful vision for it, isn't a rivalry, it's a partnership. This is what the real practical future of AI looks like. You use the LLM as this brilliant conversational sidekick that you can talk to. You ask it complex questions in just plain English. But then, behind the scenes, the LLM casts that request to the AOM, the execution engine, which does all the heavy-duty math to figure out the truly optimal plan and then makes sure it gets done.
I love this quote because it just captures the whole idea perfectly. LLMs help us think better, faster, more creatively. They optimize the world of ideas. AOMs take those ideas and optimize the physical world of trucks and inventory and energy to actually make them happen.
Which brings us to our final and I think most powerful thought. The hunt for AGI is fascinating, right? And it might very well change humanity someday. But AOMs are not a someday technology. Their impact is real, it's measurable, it's happening in boardrooms and on factory floors right now, and it's showing up on the bottom line this quarter. So we'll leave you with this question to chew on. While the whole world is speculating about some distant, world-changing superintelligence, it's probably worth asking yourself, what's the technology that's actually changing your world, your business, and our economy right here, right now? The answer might not be the one you're hearing about on the news. Thanks for watching.